Hello, Peep. Welcome to Sunday Comic Investment Chat. Yes, beautiful day in Sarasota. Actually, it was very gloomy. Just 10 minutes ago, the sun came out. So, yeah, but I did have the lights on because for a while it was pretty gloomy. It has been very rainy in Sarasota in the past week. It had been one of the rainier week we had, which I don't mind. But yeah, hello, Blade Runner. So, welcome to Sunday Investment Chat. I have not had one. I think this is the last one was maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. Been a while. Hello, comic book brother. I had my coffee. The kid is up. My son Anthony went back to school last week, so summer is over for him. He's in school. Summer went by so fast. I know time go by so fast. The older you get, the faster it goes. Hello, Pigpen. Hello, Alex. Alex, another Vietnamese. Yeah. I sent you, if you see it, shoot me an email, Alex, and we can chat offline if you want. Okay. I'm not telling you like that I want to chat offline. I'm just saying if you want to shoot me an email, we can chat offline. Uh, but today, it's Sunday, and we talk about comic investment. Let me give you a little story about investment and the stock market, because this is comic investment, and then I can go segue into how it relate to comic books. When I was on my last job in investment was I worked for a big investment firm, a big mutual fund firm, a very well-known name, but I won't say the name. But I was a quant. The short term that people on Wall Street call me and my peers is real quant, 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 short for quantitative analysts. We were the guys, the programmers, the geeks that write programs that let computer do the trading. Okay, these days, the majority of the trading that you see on Wall Street are done by bots, robots, quants. Okay, from Goldman Sachs to Hello Felix to majority of the firm on Wall Street, it's about program trading. In fact, my nephew who graduated from Bentley College in finance, he interned with me 2 summers ago, and the advice that I gave him when he was intern from me was take a couple programming class. Okay, I know you're in finance right now, but take go back to school in the next 2 years. Sign up for a couple programming class to beef up your resume because Wall Street today, hello, Mastodon Comics is about program trading and how to write codes and how to manage the program. Okay, sure, knowing economics and all that stuff, finance, that also help because that's part of writing the codes is you have to be able to interpret how you interpret the economy and the market and then write programs that can do the trading for you. He did that. He took my advice, and I'm very proud of him that he graduated a few months ago and he got a job right away with Barclay. I'm sure for those that follow the stock market, you heard of Barclay, the company that probably one of the biggest company in doing exchange traded fund ETF, all that stuff. So yeah, but that's how Wall Street is. So let's get back to my days as a quant. Okay, as a quant for that big firm, we buys and sells million of shares on a daily basis. Okay, you're talking, for example, IBM. We would buy and sell many stocks like IBM in the hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of shares, account for hundreds of millions. And there is we make the decision, okay? We write the programs to decide what to buy and what to sell. But when it comes down to execution of the trades, you know where it goes? There is a special department in the company that has the tough task of buying and selling that does not hurt the position. What do I mean by that? Let's say the program spit out a command that say buy X amount of IBM share. The last thing that we want, okay, let's say IBM is at $100 right now. The last thing that we want is quant is go out there and buy those shares, but at the same time drove the price up as we are buying, so that instead of buying IBM at $100 like we want to, we end up paying 100 for the first 10,000, 103 for the next 10,000, 105 for the next. By the time you're done buying your 500,000 share, your average cost might be 120, which defeat the purpose of why you want to buy the position in the first place. Because the software kick out a command that say buy IBM at 100 because it is a discount, it is a bargain, and the potential gain can be 20% on the upside. If you don't mask your purchase, and you go out there and you have gun blazing, what will happen? Many other competing firms will drive up the price of the stock because they want you to buy the share from them higher. They are exiting the position while you are entering the position. So by the time you finish entering the position, all of your hope and potential gains are gone. They the one that pocket the gains. Okay. Hopefully that example is clear enough. I try to formulate that in my mind just before I sat down for this chat. So the best thing that any firm can do, not just my firm or the firm I work for, the best thing that we can do to help ourselves is to mask the position that we want to buy or sell. Because the last thing we want to do is show our hands, because all it will do is hurt us. Showing our hand will do nothing but hurt us. Okay. So what does that department do? So if an order come in for like buy 500,000 share of IBM, I guarantee you that department is going to spread that purchase order into many, many, many orders, from 5,000 share here, 10,000 share here. And as a quant, as a manager, what we will do is we will instruct. And you can see some of this in some movies. You know, if you watch the movie Wall Street, you will hear the orders like, buy X amount of share from X dollar to X dollar. So we understand once we start buying, the price will start to creep up, right? So if we tell the trading desk, get 500,000 share of IBM, the price range is going to be, we are willing to pay between 100 and 108, something like that. Okay, there's a price range where we will tell the trading desk that we are willing to pay, because once the stock get up to like 105, 108, the potential gain left is only like 5 to 10%. So it negate the benefits of buying the position, right? So um, Alex asked a question: what do you think of long-term investment with great dividend? Absolutely. There is a portion of my portfolio that yield good dividend. By good, I mean at least 3%. Okay. There is a threshold when it comes down to investment with good dividend. Sometimes you see a stock that have 8% dividend. You're just like, oh my God, what a bargain. Now, when you see a stock that have 8% dividend, that is more a red flag than a good thing. What that means is Wall Street is hating the stock enough to drive the price of the stock down to a point where the dividend paid is that high. Because why? Because Wall Street believe that the dividend is going to be cut in half. Okay. When the average dividend is less than 3% and a company is paying 8%, something stink to high heaven. Okay. So I like dividend, but at the same time, when I see something in the 8% or higher, it start to smell bad. Okay. So I like dividend, but I also advise people like, when you see something that's 7% or higher, caution. I'm not saying that every company that pays 7% dividend is going to go bankrupt. There are very good company out there that Wall Street hates, the market hates, but they pay solid dividend and they're going to be around for a long time. Here's an example. I'm not promoting smoking, but Philip Morris, Altria, okay, the company that make Marlboro and all that stuff, they pay 6-7% dividend. They're not going to go out of business. Those are the kind of company that if you want 6% yield, not a bad place to put your money sometime. Okay, back to my story before I move on to the question. I see the question there. Okay. So masking your trade is important. The same thing with selling. Okay. If the program spit out sell 1 million share of Apple, the last thing the trading desk will do is go out there and raise a red flag to the rest of the market. We are selling 1 million share of Apple. Price will plummet. Okay, that's what happened when you see a stock market crash on days where you see the market down 2 or 3%. That's what happened when massive sellers jump out there and just throw things without even caution. Okay, that's what happened. So is a smart thing to do with the market. It's always best to mask your position. Okay, it's always smart to not show your hand, because all nothing good can come by showing your hand as far as what you are buying and what you're selling. Okay, nothing good. So how did this relate to this hobby? If you watch my videos over the past few months, there was a video where I show someone on eBay listing a big stack of Thor 337. Okay, I'm sure you might remember that video, and I poke fun at the listing as like not a smart thing to do. A big stack of Thor 337, and I'm pretty sure the person that lists that book on eBay commented on that video because he didn't like it. He didn't like that I did that. He pointed out that I have no idea what I'm talking about or something like that. I can't remember. And I have had this I have talked about this and discussed with a few other people. A dealer have told me, hey, if I have 30 copy of that, I have no problem showing 30 copy of that book, because that's the way it should be. And he used word like honesty and this and that. I'm just like, masking a trade has nothing to do with honesty or not honest or anything like that. It called smart business decision. Okay, because first of all, whoever it is that are selling 100 copy of 337 at the same time is not controlling the market. No one person is controlling the market. Okay, the market is much bigger than one person. All that person do is hurt his price by listing 50 books at the same time in the same big lot. You can use the reason that, hey, I'm lazy, I don't want to sell 50 copy individually. You can throw out a bunch of reasons, but for sure, telling me that you can get The best price doing that compared to selling them individually, slowly, is nothing but lies, okay, and delusional thinking. Okay, so it's not about, oh, you're lying to the market by not showing. No, it's common sense. Okay, it's absolutely common sense. That's how life is. Okay, talk to any realtor. Move, translate this over to another investment market. Realtor. You think a realtor enjoys seeing a street with 10 listing? You think that's going to help selling a house on that street when, if there was time on my street, okay, I have a small street that have, let's say, two, four, six, eight, there's 14 houses on my street, seven on each side. Do you think it helped any of the sellers when four of them are selling at the same time? Yeah, you can guess the answer, right? So it's nonsense. Okay, it's nonsense to sit there and say, oh, it doesn't hurt. It does matter. Okay, supplies absolutely matters. All it does is hurt you. Okay, so think wisely, because at the end of the day, how you sell, the method that you sell will have a big impact on the dollar you're getting. It has nothing to do with controlling the market. It has nothing to do with lying, not being honest. It's about common sense more than anything else. Alex asked, what website do I use to track 90-day GPA? Well, Alex, the GPA itself track that. Okay, so if you pay 10, I think it's $10 or $12 a month for GPA. They may give a yearly discount, like you pay the whole year and pay $100 or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. I just, it's automatically renew for me with GPA. But if you subscribe to GPA, you get the 90 days average. Blade Runner 404 asks, most underrated Marvel book or DC book? Woo, tough one. In these days, in this market, it is hard to find things that are underrated or undervalued. Okay, there are books that there's always, okay. I'm not saying that you can't find things that are undervalued or underrated. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's tougher than ever to even find anything like that, because you know it's easier to find things that are overrated and overpriced, more so than the opposite. Okay, so that's what I can say, because these days, even a whiff of potential movie appearances can drive the book. Now, the difference is, though, I do notice, unless other people disagree, I do notice that the fever, the bump on many hard books are not so big as I had seen in the past. Okay, you can point me out. I'm sure some people can point to a specific book and say, no, you're wrong. This book went from $5 to $500. I'm sure that some people can dig deep and find a example. But if you look at many current example, for example, Eternals, Angelina Jolie, okay, for a long time, for months, Eternals 3 was the book, the hot book, because Angelina Jolie is going to be Cersei because she had black hair. I already made a video saying that it's not, okay. I In one of the chat a few months back, I already debunked that whole theory that she's going to be Cersei, because at the end of the day, she's older than what the typical Marvel character that Marvel like to do. Marvel can use many big names, whether it's Anthony Hopkins or Kate Blanchett. They have used older actors. I'm not saying that she's too old to be in a Marvel movie. I'm saying I said in that video, in that chat, maybe 3 months ago or 4 months ago, that Angelina Jolie is too old to play a character that has significant role because Marvel, Disney like to hire young actors that can be in a movie for 10 plus years, in 10 plus movies, and much cheaper. Angelina Jolie will not come cheap. She's not going to appear in 10 movies. Okay. She's not. So, whatever role that she's in, just look at Anthony Hopkins. How many movies did he appear compared to Thor, compared to Chris Hemsworth, right? So, or compared to Loki. So, it's not about, oh, she's too old to play Cersei. It's like, no, if you are a Cersei fan, or you want Cersei to be a main character in the Eternals movie, the last thing you want is Angelina Jolie to play that character. I think that's what I try to bring attention to that character. So Cersei, she's not Cersei, so she's Thena, okay? Now, what has happened to Eternals 5? The issue that is the first appearance of the character that Angelina Jolie play. I'm sure if you look on eBay or look on GPA, you will see that that book experienced nowhere near the bump that Eternals 3 got. Eternal 3 got really hot, cool off, flat line right now, but Eternals 5 did not blow up in any way. Okay, so sure, it went up a little bit, but nowhere near the same level that Eternals 3 did. So why not? If people thought Angelina Jolie was Cersei and Eternals 3, a 9.8 copy ran up to $800 plus. Why is it that Eternals 5, a 9.8 is nowhere near? I don't even think it's near even 500 in value. I haven't looked on eBay to see what the current value is of that book. So as far as underrated Marvel book, um, you know, to me, many of the underrated book are likely to stay underrated. I don't think they're gonna get hot. Um, Daredevil one, okay. I think Daredevil one is underrated, and I think it can be a bump again. And I talk about this I comment about this in one of the video when I was selling my Daredevil one. Um, in one of the comments, I said that I think Daredevil one is underrated and likely can experience a second wave of resurgence once they reboot the character or reintroduce the character somewhere in the Marvel universe. That will happen. Daredevil is a great character. I love Daredevil. Anything Daredevil related, from Elektra to Bullseye, I think are underrated and undervalued because a lot of those books, like Bullseye, first appearances have been tossed aside. Okay, he's been tossed aside. To me, Bullseye is one of those villains. Should he ever resurface in a Marvel universe again, is one of those villains that can be around for a long time, like Kingpin or Loki. He's not the kind of like one and done because his story arc with Elektra is great. It's one of those story that can, if they ever launch a Daredevil movie, not that I have any insight if they ever gonna do that, but a lot can be done. A lot can be redo with Bullseyes and Electra and all that stuff. So Electra's story is far from over, So I like Electra first appearances a lot. I think that is so underrated as far as a Bronx key. As far as DC, oof, I can't say much about what I think is a good DC bargain because they all bargains. In all honesty, even the popular books, even um, the hot books or the popular books like Neil Adams, Batman, or Detective, Ra's al Ghul, first appearances, those books has not gone up a heck of a lot. Okay, if you look at many DC book, even the keys, the major keys like the Bronx keys, like Green Lantern 76, go look at that book. That book has not done a heck of a lot in many years in many grades. So as far as undervalued DC books, they are everywhere. You can throw a dart on the board and you'll hit an undervalued DC book, in my opinion, just because the speculating market has left it for dead. Okay, I I can assume that the failures of the movies, the failures of DC to put together a coherent universe is part to blame. But no, it's DC. DC keys are cheap. Doesn't matter if it's silver or bronze or copper. For the most part, they are cheap, underrated, undervalued for sure. In my opinion, a lot of people don't collect DC as well. At the end of the day, there is a substantial more people speculating on Marvel books compared to DC. Okay, you can't escape the argument of supplies and demands. Okay, books go up because more buyers. Okay, you can't fight that argument. Anyone that say, oh, whatever reason people want to throw in why a books go up, it's always boils down to more demand. Supplies has something to do with it, but it needs strong demands. Okay, because I said this many times, rarity with little demand equal who cares. Okay, so it's not about, oh, something is rare, that's why it's high price. No, rarity, scarcity, need, demands have to always be stronger than supplies to keep price high or drive price higher. Good as Gold asks, have you ever hoarded a comic books? Absolutely. I hoarded many comic books. I'm guilty of hoarding many, many comic books. Um, but oh God, like in this conversation here, Batman 251, I probably has, well, as of right now, I still have 4 copies left. At one point, I probably have 8. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. It's the question is, which book has I not hoard? Hello, Tatman. Lord Tatman. Hello, Maddie. You know, when it comes down to like Batman 251, Batman 227, Batman 232, there's a lot of Batman, there's a lot of Neil Adams, Batman and detective covers that are good, solid book, but they don't appreciate anywhere near, the hotkeys that Marvel has. Okay, they're solid. They always demand for them, especially mid grades and high grades. Who doesn't want to buy a nice 9.0, 9.2 Batman 227, right? There's a lot of people that can't afford that book at current prices, so price stay pretty solid. It's not going to be a crash on Neil Adams DC book anytime soon. There isn't. I don't see it. Okay, it might not be awesome investment. It might not give you double return in 3 years kind of investment, but it's solid. Oh, Pigpen, I think my mistake. One of my mistakes this year was not buying silver when I could. One of my friend was nudging me to buy more silver and gold earlier this year, and I said, "Nah, And boy, did I make a mistake, because I would have get 20, 30% return on that kind of investment if I did if I did listen to him 4 months ago. Now that gold and silver is where they at, I'm not going to advise people to chase it. Okay. When it comes down, it's always so tempting to chase something on a high. Okay. I'm a very disciplined traders. So when I see something run up parabolic, like straight lines up, especially gold prices and silver the last few weeks, I'm not in that camp to say now is a time to buy gold. I'm in the camp that will say, if you see how gold and silver behave in the past few weeks, next time when it dipped down as low as it did 4 months ago, buy some. Because it will. It's many investment. It will go up, it will go down. If you miss out this time, just be patient. The opportunities will introduce itself again. Okay. The world is crazy. Gold, silver move on fear. Okay. It move on fear and turmoils. And we have plenty of that right now. So hello, Sean Hawkes. Mike R is here. He said, I like relevant books regarding Secret Wars, Wolverine, X Men, Fantastic Four, Galactus, Nova, Warlock. My goodness, the list is long. Over the next 5 to 10 years, yeah, the Marvel Universe has so much. I mean, it is so funny that quite a few people have written to me saying that the peak is here. The best of the MCU is over after Endgame. They cannot outdo Endgame. It's downhill from here. I'm sure I'm not alone in hearing that kind of commentaries, right? It's all downhill from here. Oh my goodness. I don't know where it's going. I can't predict when the next movie is going to break a billion or 2 billion record. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you that the next Marvel story arc with Galactus is going to break 3 billion in ticket sales. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, I'm saying it's absolutely foolish and stupid. Yes, I said stupid to say that this is the top. Marvel cannot top Endgame. It's all downhill from here. Please stop the stupid. And as far as all the news with Secret Wars and what the next storylines, I don't know. Okay, I have no idea what Kevin Feige, the the mastermind. The one thing I do think, um, and I disagree with many people on YouTube. There's a lot of people on YouTube predicting Kang this, Kang that, and I hate to say this. I absolutely 100% disagree that Kang will be anywhere near the Marvel movie in the next 5 years. They just went through a huge storyline with time traveling. They are not using Kang and rehash time traveling again. Not anytime soon. Okay, so if anything that I disagree with strongly is Kang. No, no Kang ain't gonna happen. Okay, someday I will make a video that say late breaking news, and I will show this clip of me saying Kang ain't gonna happen. Okay, and I will go to bed arguing with anyone that think Kang is the next big baddie that's gonna span over the next 10 movies. Ain't going to happen. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first to say, boy, was I dumb. I can't believe that I went on YouTube and rant about Kang is not going to be the big villain in the next 5 years? We'll see. I just can't. The Marvel library of stories is so big and so vast. Why would anyone need to revisit time traveling again? Seriously, think about it. The cosmic universe with the Dark Phoenix potential storyline that can play out can be massive, can be a massive story arc by itself. Could be 10 years from now, we can be talking about a massive ending of the Dark Phoenix saga involving multi universe or, well, galaxy, because it's going to involve the Shire Empire and the scroll and all that stuff. It can be huge, so I just don't see anything that Marvel or Disney need to do that bring in Kang, because that's rehashing another. It's not, well, I wouldn't say rehashing, because it's not like Kang is the same kind of storyline like Thanos. He's not out there to snap his fingers, right? But it's involved time traveling. We don't need that. I don't need that. I like Kang. I love Kang. Do I care to see Kang in a movie anytime soon? Heck no. Heck no. Felix said the multiverse is the next big thing. It could be. Like I said, I don't know. Okay, I have no idea where they're going with Secret Wars. I have no idea. I can tell you, I'm not a big fan of the Secret Wars as far as comic books. In my days of collecting, woo, not a big fan of that storyline whatsoever. It was so cookie. Um, but hey, if they can spin a story that makes sense, go for it. Okay, I'm not. I don't care what happened on the page and on the big screen. I can tell you, I'm one of those few people that I don't care if Disney and Marvel recon all kind of backstory to spin it where they are. I don't care. Okay, there's people out there that are all mad because the Infinity storyline deviated from the comic books and this and that, and I'm like, whatever. I don't care. Um, I found the movies entertaining, and at the end of the day, that's all I care. Okay, I'm not a fanboy of the movie to a point where I'm dying to see Endgame 10 times, and it's not me. I like the movies. I like to see fun movies, and they are fun. The Marvel movies are fun. I enjoy them, but they're not so awesome. Not to me. I For those that follow my channel, I don't see many of these movies more than once. I don't go out there and buy the DVDs either. A lot of these movies, once was fun enough. I don't need to see it twice, and certainly don't need to buy a DVD so that it can collect dust on my shelf. I don't need the more junk in my house. Okay, I have not bought a DVD in years because I don't need to. There's just too many things to watch on TV. I have barely enough time in my free time to watch many Netflix, many awesome TV shows. So I'm like, I don't need to rewatch anything. There's no time for that. Hello, John Valenzuela. Uh, Mike R said that the directors of Avengers Endgame has expressed interest in Secret Wars and Wolverine. It's possible. It will be interesting. There is no question about it on how Marvel plan to introduce the the mutant universe. I don't know. I don't know how they plan to do it. Maybe part of the multiverse. I don't know. I have no idea. I have been on record saying that they will likely introduce the Fantastic Four in the cosmic universe, because with all that cosmic thing going on, they can always have space station out there, and somehow the space station cosmonauts or astronauts, whatever you want to call them, will be hit with some kind of gamma ray in one of those end credit scenes on the next Guardian of the Galaxy movie or Nova or whatever, and then there you go. There's the birth of the Fantastic Four. But that's my prediction. I have been on record saying that's how they're gonna be introduced. They're not. I'm also gonna be saying that they're not gonna introduce the Fantastic Four as a bunch of 40-something-year-old people. Okay, there's a lot of people that predict the Fantastic Four is gonna be older and this and that. And no, I can't see. I can't see Marvel going older of anything. That's not their makeup. Their makeup is bring in characters, bring in actors that can be around for 10 plus years and are cheap. Okay, that's the key. They want to hire decent young actors that can fit and is affordable for many years to come. Not some big name. They will bring in big name for marquee, for cachet, for bragging. Oh, we got Angelina Jolie. She's gonna be Tina. And I have a prediction for Tina. Okay, here's my prediction for Tina is she is going to be more likely the antagonist of the movie more so than the hero. Just my hunch that Angelina Jolie and that character will be more likely the antagonist, okay, than the hero because she could be a one and done. Yeah, you heard me say it here, one and done. Lord Tedman say, forget the Beyonder. I am with you. The Beyonder is so lame. I remember reading Secret Wars the first time, and I'm like, oh my god, what a lame character. Oh, I can't. So yeah, could they do? I have the other version of Secret Wars, the newer one that came out in 2005, I think, something like that. I think that's more in line with the potential Secret Wars that we got instead of the original Secret Wars. Yes, I am with you. He's so lame, from his costume to his hair to everything. It's just, oh my god. I mean, I was semi excited when the original Secret War came out because it's involved all the heroes, right? But then as the story unfolded with the Beyonder, I'm just like, oh, it's so lame. It's lame. No, no need for any of that. Um, Phase 4 stuff is not really good. I have heard plenty of complaints and criticism on Phase 4, and let me repeat what I said in other chats. Phase 3, Phase 2 was over 4+ years. Okay, you have to understand. Phase 4 was formulated about the time that they are going to buy Fox. They don't know what is going to happen. They can't plan for the Fantastic Four or the X-Men yet. So Phase 4 is literally 2 years. People keep forgetting that Phase 3 was 4+ almost 5 years of movies. People forget that Captain Marvel came out literally over 3 years after it was announced in Phase 3. So Phase 4 could be boring, but it is literally 2 years. And guess what? In a week, when D23 happened, they're going to announce a whole bunch of movies that will complete that. They will talk about Phase 5. Just give it time. Do not bitch about Phase 4 as being boring. They are working on it. Cool your jets on. It's not. They didn't have the Fantastic Four. They just closed a deal recently. Let them work on the story. Marvel has shown the ability to craft decent stories meaningfully without rushing it to the screen. So if you trust what they did the last 10 years, let them be. Okay, people are just so impatient. Oh, I can't believe Phase 4 only had 5 movies. Let me repeat, It's 2 years. Okay, it's 2 years. It's once they announce Phase Five with all kind of mutant stuff and Fantastic Four stuff, people will be happy. Okay, it's not. To me, it's not a big deal. The Marvel universe, the movie universe, is so big for years, for decades to come. I'm 53 years old. I will be 53 this year. I don't need to have every freaking things done for me now. Okay, this is what I'm so annoyed when I hear people bitching about Phase 4. Holy crap! Will you plan to die in 2 years and not be able to be alive to watch any more movies? It's okay. You don't need to have everything give to you now to satisfy your mind. Exactly, comic book brother. Just be patient. It's just there are so many YouTubers out there that all rile up. Oh, Phase 4 sucks. I saw so many of those videos. I'm just like, if you take Phase 3 and cut that in half and just talk about the first 3 or 4 movies of the first 2 years of Phase 3, you will say it sucks, right? Nonsense. Forget about phase. I think that's my biggest complaint with Marvel is talking about phase 1, 2, 3, 4. Why bother? Why bother with the phase stuff? Just the story, the characters, the story arc go in sequential. Just talk about what movie you're going to introduce the next 2 or 3 years. That's fine. We don't need to label anything. It's phase this, phase that. To me, I'm annoyed more with Marvel with that than anything else. I don't care if they recon the backstory, the origin, or anything with any characters. I don't care. Whatever they need to do to make it fit in the movie universe, do it. Okay. I mean, I have when Black Panther was was announced, some people complained, I can't believe they're gonna recon Wakanda to be some kind of secret base or secret country. I'm just like, how else would they introduce Wakanda? The Marvel universe had existed for 8 years. How else would they introduce a whole nation with all this technology? If not, make it so that they want to be a secret, right? People just can't wrap their heads around common sense. That's where I have a hard time. It's just like, use some common sense. They have to do what they have to do to make it fit. So for me, I am more annoyed at the phase stuff. Get rid of the phase stuff. I wish for once Kevin Feige would chuck the word phase out of his language because it's just a big story. What I mean? It's one big story. There is no need to talk about phase anything. Okay, it's nonsense. But that's just me. I'm sure a lot of people love to talk about it because that's all we hear. Phase this, phase that. Comic brother, agree with me. Forget the phase. Yeah, it's nonsense because someday, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when they're still making movies, we'll look back and say, we're talking about phase 8. Get rid of the phase. It's stupid. Um, I heard, there's all kind of rumor with Wesley Snipe as far as what character can he play. They like to bring him in. I mean, I'd like him to come in as Whistler to be the trainee for Blade, but there are rumors that he's gonna be uh, Dracula or some kind of vampire thing. Who knows? I don't know. I'm sure. I'm sure Marvel and Disney will include Wesley in some way in the Blade movie. They will. He's he's too iconic, too important for the Blade franchise, the movie that kicked off the Marvel universe that is forgotten. I have not. Talking about owning DVD, you betcha I own Blade and Blade 2 DVD. Awesome. I rewatched that so many times. Kick ass. I even did a review of Blade 2 on YouTube, a retro review where I say it's a must watch Marvel movie. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Wesley Snipe, a very bad man. I love him. John Valenzuela said, "Do you have Tomb of Dracula 10?" Yes, I do. Many, many. Oh, you want me to show? You want to do a show and tell? It's right here in a box somewhere. I have a box right here. On the floor, right here, is a box of hotkeys within my pause reach, because at any given time I can reach in there and say sell and cash out and get some money. So let me it's 10:52. Okay, so I got 8 more minutes. Let me bring that box up here and just show you what's in the box. What's in the box? Woo, it's heavy. Oh, I should have bent my knees before I lift that box up there. I have 2 boxes, but I'm just gonna show you one box. I have 2 boxes here that are on their way. Well, I have yet to consign them yet, but my plan is sometime next year. Yes, I said next year. Next year. Okay, not this year, next year. Many of these books are going to be up for sales, whether it's Comic Link or could be on my channel, but not this year. So don't ask me about this year. This is the book that's designed for next year. I think I showed this on one of the haul video, but I already sold 3 copies of this year, so I'm good for this year. I sold 3. Let's keep the other 3 for now. Come on, Clea. Yeah. Come on down. Oh, this book I got on my last haul, right? First Taskmaster. I'm patiently waiting for the trailer and then it would go bye-bye. Yeah. First Taskmaster, yeah. Yeah. Werewolf by Night, yeah. I'm ready. Bring it. Bring it. Oh, and you know what's gonna make people more angry? Yeah. Who asked? Do I hoard? Yeah. There you go. That's 2. Gee, do I need another? I already sold. I sold 4 copies of this book this year, so I'm good as far as selling them anymore this year. So I'm gonna hold on to the remaining 5 for next year. Yeah. Do I hoard? The answer is absolutely. There you go. Beautiful book. No rush to sell that one. Not yet. Yep. I already sold 2 copies of Mobius first appearances this year. So when the first trailer for this come out, you betcha. But I'm waiting for the first trailer. Silver Surfer 6.0, nothing big. FF 48, right? Oh yeah, here's the devil. There you go. Beautiful book. Look at that. Yeah. Do I have any DC in here? The answer is no, not in this box. Not in this box, sir. Not in this box. Last but not least, another giant size 8.0. There you go. See? So, yes. Do I hoard? The answer is, what book don't I hoard? What keys don't I hoard is the more appropriate question, because if it's the keys, I hate to say it, I have most likely multiple copies. Yeah. Try not to knock this chair over and blow up this book. So yeah. So that's an example of what's in the box. I have a lot of. I don't have a lot of DC keys in slabs, because I don't have a lot of DC keys. I mean, I have DC keys, but definitely not duplicates. I have very few duplicates, especially Silver Age DC. When it comes down to Bronze Age DC, like Batman 251 or Batman 227, New Adam stuff, I get them in spade. Okay, everything is like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 copies. So I had tons of those, and I slapped and sold them, so I don't have them. Usually when I slap a DC New Adams DC Batman book, they go pretty quickly. But yes, Felix, I have another Tomb of Dracula at CGC right now, and I'm trying to remember which grade I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be, knowing me, most likely it's like something like an 8.5. I think in one of in the next 2 months, I should get a bunch of CGC book back, and I think part of that will be Tomb of Dracula 10 8.5, I think. Good as Gold asks, have they been clean and pressed by me? The answer is, if they need clean and press, the answer is yes. I don't pay anybody else to do that. There is no reason I would pay anyone. Now, if you follow my channel, you also know that I'm not a fan of pressing and cleaning everything. If something does not need it, there is no point. Okay, there's no point to press something or clean something. I mean, I'm assuming that most people understand. Unless a book can be benefit from a clean, what's the point? I press many things without cleaning, many things without cleaning, and some books I don't even bother to press or clean because it is so nice already. Some of these books are nice already that does not need to be pressed or cleaned. I know the Tomb of Dracula. Let me look up before I go. I just look at the clock. It's already 10. It's 11. So time is up. Before I go, let me take a look at the Tomb of Dracula. Did I press this one? The answer is yes. I'm pretty sure I did not clean this one because it was pretty clean. This book was pretty, most Bronze books, for the most part, are really nice and clean, so they don't really need any kind of cleaning, especially when they're high grade. Because a lot of high grade books are high grade, especially Bronze. For Bronze, most high grade books are high grade because they're well kept, well maintained, so they're not dirty. Okay, they might have a few dings here and there from some of the damage may have happened when the book was put on the rack, not by the owner of the books over the many decades. So a lot of Bronze books, high grade Bronze book, don't require cleaning. Okay, so And I have shown a video where X-Men 94 was pretty dirty and it got an 8.5. It's not like, oh my god, it's so dirty. You got to clean it to get no. The other flaws, the corner um spine, the color breaking crease are what keep the book 8.5, not the little dirt. Do I like Witching Owl 1? Yes, I do. I have a really beautiful copy. I sold a 9.2 slab 3 months ago on Comic Link. I had two copies. I slapped one and auctioned off on Comic Link, but I do have a beautiful 9.2 ish raw copy. Do you have Batman 190? Batman 190. I have Batman 189. 190. I don't believe I have that. I did before I go real quick. Let me take a look at what Batman 190 cover look like. I'm pretty sure I don't have it because the number does not ring a bell. Oh, yes, that's one cool cover. That's the one. It's one where I had passed over a few copies because the grade was not what I'm looking for. I don't need a high grade copy, but that's one of the book where I want a presentable mid grade, and so far I have not seen a presentable mid grade. But it's definitely one of those Silver Age Batman book with the penguin cover that I would like to add to my Silver Age DC covers that I will collect. And that's it, folks. 11:02. Time for me to go. Enjoy your Sunday. Time for me to get ready to cook the weekly big brunch for the family: bacon, eggs, French toast, maybe even pancakes. We have banana, so with banana, we have some banana that are a little bit too old to eat, but okay to slice up to put in pancakes. So it is what it is. Time for me to get ready for breakfast time, brunch time. Until next comic investment chat, who knows when that's going to be? Definitely not next week. A quick message before I go: there will be a Price is Right game starting next week. Okay, Comic Link auction for September just kicked off. I need to pick out 5 books, and then I will load a video sometime next week of the 5 books that I will pick for the game Price is Right. So if you want to play the game, winner get $10 on me, lunch on me. Until next chat, bye bye.